ngexesha besisahleli nomyeni wami esaphila besithandana kakhulu kuvele iabuse yayivela kuba jealous xa ndicinga enala jealous yoba seyezibona yena ukuba akekho stronger ukodlula mna.
Randomly, who of you have been abused? So what if I tell you today that in some stage of your life and of my life, all of us here, I think, have been abused or exposed to abuse?
Each one of us can think of at least one other person and one other woman that we know who has been through a form of violence in a relationship that she's been in. And so just the fact that we can think about or know a woman who suffered from abuse shows how pervasive gender-based violence is in our society.
When I go to the shop, I hear the phone, trum, trum, trum. Where are you? Because if I'm gonna stay alone in the shop, my husband gonna hit me.
Sometimes you're not physically being locked up, but you feel locked up. You can't go, you can't. And now if the boyfriend comes, where were you? The neighbor said they saw you going to the shop. With who were you? What do we? And all the other abuse come into place.
When I was go there to the social worker to say something about this happening in my house, the social worker told me about the organizations.
My vriend was geabused, physical, sexual en emotional. En was deur 'n pa wat sy geabused was. Hy het gery gevee, hy hou die kan na kop kussing en per kop en hy sê sy vir niemand sê nie. Hy het haar pregnant gemaak. As in jou gemeenskap, ek het geleer dat 'n mens moet altyd speak out.
Sometimes we think, it's just a man, I can do nothing.
Yeah. But one person can make a difference.
Yes. And here we are 12.
Yes.
You need to be a voice. And you go to someone that you trust and you speak up to that person.
I'm very happy now because I'm here to MH Youth Developments. I experience a lot. So what I'm trying to say, I'm saying when you get the abuse, it's not the end of the life.
It happens in every town throughout South Africa. We can find these organizations. They might be set up in a container, in a shack, in a woman's front lounge or at the back of a house, but these organizations exist. And it's important, these organizations, to know that they are not alone in this fight against gender-based violence. And that is why this 1000 Women's Lunch is also a very significant event. It says that we as women are coming together from across the spectrum of South African society. And these forming of networks and support is what will strengthen our work towards creating a South African society where women are free.
Our very first funding was from the We Trust, and it was quite big, and for us it was huge. We just needed someone to believe in us and just see that what we are doing is for the greater good.
Because we recognize that we cannot deal with gender-based violence alone, that it also intersects with how to deal with, to combat the spread of HIV/AIDS. It also deals with how to empower women to become economically sustainable. And so that if they have the opportunity to leave an abusive relationship, that they also have a means to sustain themselves. And as such, we also then work with organizations that look at sustainable income generation, organizations that look at small business development, and also organizations that deal with further awareness-raising campaigns to deal with the quality of life and status of women.
There were a couple of reasons why we started WEET. One was that we were very aware, 1990, well, it was the middle 90s, realizing that a lot of the anti-apartheid money, which was supporting women's projects, had disappeared or was disappearing. And we recognized that we needed some kind of a fund which would support the ongoing work of grassroots women.
I became involved in the Wheat Trust because of what it stands for. It's an organization that believes in the empowerment and the education of women and young girls. And so we focus on women-led community groups at grassroots levels and helping them to make a difference in their own communities.
Wheat benefited a lot because we were just starting the organization. That time we had volunteers who doesn't have skills, and then we wanted to start the food gardening. We didn't have money, we don't know where to start. And then Wheat gave us the money for trainings, and then we started there.
As you can see, we have grown enormously. Compared to other organizations who are still struggling. So our partnership with Mr. Raffing Foundation has been a great success for us. And with organizations such as Wheat, they have helped nurture us in a special way so that we are able to actually give what we have to the community and the community give back to us.
2009, I applied at Wheat Trust and they sponsored us and we trained ladies here to teach them a skill in sewing, and some of them were on drugs and so, and they were taught a skill how to sew and make pillowcases. We started off with bags. This is one of the bags.
Wheat Vision is a Southern Africa where all women enjoy the human rights and have access to education, training and sustainable incomes. Women know the root causes of their problems and challenges. They also know the solutions to these problems and challenges. And we believe if women have access to skills, knowledge and resources, they will be able to determine their priorities, propose solutions and actually generate the changes that they would like to see. Wheat has granted 950 grants to over 850 grassroots women-led organizations in all the 9 provinces of South Africa. And with your continued support, we will be able to reach out to more grassroots women-led organizations.